Thank you, Ed, for coming to the BNI podcast. You've been a member of BNI for just 9 months now, and you're already a president, so that's an achievement. You've also invited 16 visitors, if I'm right. So tell us more about what you do and how did you end up in BNI?
Oh, okay. So I am a web developer.
Okay.
I'm based in Rugby. I work with small businesses across Warwickshire in the UK, basically sorting out their technical problems. I get them online, I help them get found, get their leads, and just sort out all the technical issues, basically. I work well with companies that don't have a dedicated web designer, who can't afford to have a full-time member of staff. And you know, I'm kind of in the middle of either what's the word I'm looking for? Between an agency and a freelancer. I'm kind of in the middle.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I position my services.
Okay.
In terms of costings and in terms of time spent.
Okay. Who introduced you to BNI?
Oh, funny story, really. I mean, I think like many people, I'd been quite new. I'd only just started my business 2 months before I was invited to BNI. And I'd literally just put the website up. And 2 months later, Dawn Adlam reached out to me. She said she found me online and invited me to a meeting.
Nice.
And I was thinking, well, that proves my SEO works, because instantly she found me online, you know.
Yeah.
So it kind of was a reaffirmation that, like, I knew what I was doing. And, you know, everybody has that self-doubt when they first start out. And that kind of was the thing that made me realise that, yes, I do know what I'm doing, because being found so quickly and being invited to such a prestigious network,
Yeah.
you know, kind of was quite a big deal, really. And that's how I kind of started my journey. I went along to a few meetings. It was actually a pre-launch chapter, so it never actually ended up launching. But it made the introductions and sort of set me on the path. Met quite a few good people in the network, and like Glenn, who I'm sure many people know.
Yeah.
And then he told me that the 49ers was starting up in August this year.
You're a member of an online chapter, aren't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
online chapter. And he asked if I was interested, and of course I was. I'm always online, I'm always in front of the computer, so
Yeah.
you know, I probably spend 20 plus hours a day on front of the computer. I don't really stop in most cases.
Yeah.
So for me, it's perfect.
Yeah.
It was a good opportunity.
What was your first experience when you came to the BNI? Like, was it overwhelming? Do you love it, or
I
was
wasn't
it scary?
particularly overwhelmed, I would think, because I'm quite used to speaking in publicly. I've done quite a few things in my career. I think the one thing that threw me off was the people in the room, and having people who were actually web designers in the room with me, going before me in the 60 seconds, and that kind of what threw me the most. And at the time, I didn't realise, because I was still new to my business, what my differentiators were, and having how to position myself in a way that, you know, I am a different web designer. I offer a different service. I have different specialities. You know, everybody is unique in what they can offer. And I think just being sure and confident in what you can deliver. I didn't really have that at the time, and it did throw me, but I've since learned, you know, everyone's different. I even invite multiple web designers to my chapter meetings. I've had 3 or 4 in the room with me at once, quite confident, and let them talk about what they want to do, you know, because we're all different. We all offer different things.
We all know that we have 6 core values in BNI, and everybody loves building relationships. Is there any other core value that you would like to pick that you love?
For me, givers gain. I've always believed, like, you know, you sort of put out good energy in the world and you help people if you can help them. A lot of people I speak to are new businesses. They're just starting out. Some don't have so much money to get a full-blown web developer or an agency. And it's nice just sometimes just to be able to help people. I also love learning about other people's businesses. You know, it's one of the best parts about talking to people and learning about what they do. It's a big thing that I get enjoyment out of, you know, and just being able to help people.
Of course.
You know, you put out good in the world and good comes back to you, but you don't do it because of the good, you know, you do it because you want to help people.
Yeah. Do you have a background in IT? Like, how did it all start?
I've been working with computers, programming, for around 45 years.
Wow, okay.
More as a hobby mostly. I started off as a young lad in the 80s with my Commodore 64, like many people did start. Always been interested in programming, always liked gaming, always got into, you know, usual technical geek sort of stuff before people were doing it, really. I never actually got into it as a career, aside from a brief stint as a programmer back in the 90s. But yeah, that's how it all started. You know, I've always had an interest. I've always been programming. I've been building websites 35 years, more as a hobby. So, you know, I've got the experience. It's more just about the business acumen and growing that way.
Okay, no, that's interesting to know. When you decided to start your own business, was there an idea behind it? Was there there's a gap in the market that you saw, and then you thought, okay, let me start a web development agency?
It was kind of a strange one, really, because I kind of left a fairly high-paying logistics job. I was getting towards the big 5-0, and I decided, you know, I wanted to do something for myself. It wasn't really working for me, doing the 80-hour weeks and traveling every day. And so that was kind of the catalyst, which made me think, you know, it's about time I actually built something like a legacy where I could actually help people and get out there and do good. And that's kind of what prompted it all, really. I didn't know initially what I wanted to do because I had so many different types of skills. And just through various networking, talking to people, I met somebody who actually needed help with a website. And she goes, well, why don't you make that your business? And I thought, well, I've been building them for 30 odd years and may as well do that, you know, and that kind of is what the catalyst was. And I realized then that that was something I, A, enjoyed doing, and B, I could really make a difference.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, that's kind of why I started.
Okay. You know, I want to know more about how BNI has helped you in your personal and professional life.
I mean, like I've already said, I kind of spend a lot of time in front of the computer, and it can be quite lonely. But just being out there, meeting people, having that network of people you can talk to and reach out if you need help. It's just the support network, basically. It's quite good. You know, I think people underestimate it, what you can actually get from the network and actually the community. Because we're all business owners, all trying to build our business in different ways. And yeah, we've all been through similar sort of scenarios. Some people have been there ahead of you and they can advise you on what to do. Yeah. And I've had a lot of good conversations with some very good people out there that have helped me in the last year.
No, I think we all can agree that you love making websites now. So what are your other interests? That do you like something to do when you're not working?
I'm a gamer. I like gaming. I play online games, strategy sort of simulation games. I love my movies. I'm, you know, Marvel, Star Wars, all the usual things that geeks sort of tend to like. Followed them most of my life. I love my music as well. I also love learning. I've always got one or two things on the go at once. I may have like a film going, I may have a YouTube going, I might be playing a game, and I might be working all at the same time. So yeah, I just like to keep busy, basically. I'm always in front of a computer, or 2 or 3 computers.
Are you enjoying being the president of an online chapter now?
I am indeed, yes. It's been an interesting challenge. You know, it's not what I initially wanted to do. I was originally in my head wanting to be vice president, but being in such a small chapter, even though we're launched, it was very clear that we needed some stability, and naturally moved into that leadership position, which I was quite used to. So.
Okay. Do you have any goals for yourself or your business for the next 12 months?
Main goal is to keep growing through the BNI network. It's still quite I wouldn't say insignificant part of the business, but it is a growing part of the business that I am interested in developing. I'm having a lot of good conversations with people around the world and around, you know, the UK as well. Okay. I'm looking really to sort of get to a stage where I can grow my business and actually start looking at bringing people into the business to actually work, so I can start working for the business, not on the business, or the, you know, so is that the right way around? On the business, not for the business? Which way around is it? Yeah. So basically that's kind of what I'm looking for.
You know, if you meet somebody who's just starting out their business journey, would you recommend them BNI? Would you say that would be like the best place to start? Or would you tell them that, no, just take a pause, build your business first, and then join the networking?
I think that depends on the individual. I mean, if you're willing to put the work in, put the one-to-ones in, and actually meet the right group of people, it can absolutely work for you. If you attend a BNI meeting and expect people to sort of give you leads and not put anything into it, then those sort of people invariably don't really get anywhere. They tend to have a bad experience. you know, it's all about building relationships and, you know, giving and receiving eventually, you know. It's
Yeah.
kind of a,
Yeah.
it's the mindset shift, isn't it? It's just,
Yeah.
you know.
Are there any companies within BNI that you're looking to collaborate with?
Business is still very new, so ideally I'm looking to where I sort of position myself. I'm in between like the branding and the marketing and the social media side of things. So I'm in the middle. So ideally looking to you know, connect with any companies out there that offer those services, that there's natural synergies between what we do. Yeah, I think that's best for what my business would need.
You know, for our viewers, is there any potential, as we just spoke, collaborations, but also network that you would like to reach out and have one-to-ones with, who could reach out to you after they see our podcast?
Again, anybody who's working in them sort of spaces, marketing especially, branding, graphic designers, copywriters, social media, any of those sort of areas, interested in building relationships and seeing where we can work together. So the one thing I would ask if the network could help is helping me grow my chapter.
Okay.
We are still fairly new. We're kind of looking for anybody in the Warwickshire region where BNI might work for them, but they don't have the time constraints of actually
Yeah.
meeting early, traveling,
Yeah.
and where online can actually work for them.
Are you specifically looking for Warwickshire region? Because I think anybody could potentially join.
Anybody could potentially join, but I think where the value really is building the Warwickshire region up,
True.
where businesses have actually a vested interest in the area.
True.
And that's kind of where we're positioning the 49ers.
Okay.
And, you know, there's 70,000 companies out there. There's got to be some that actually are, you know, looking for an online chapter that BNI can actually help them grow their businesses.
Thank you, Ed, for coming to the BNI podcast. Anyone and everyone who would like to collaborate with a website agency in Warwickshire, please connect with Ed. I'm going to have a QR code on the screen, which you can scan and connect with him on LinkedIn and get your one-to-one booked. So thank you, Ed, and he's been really good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.